So this next part of our video is for Pythagorean theorem. Again, your reminder that our Pythagorean theorem is strictly for right triangles, and that we are going to be working with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I keep meaning to do that c squared in yellow, and it keeps not happening. Okay, here's your reminder that a and b are always going to be legs of the triangle. The legs are attached to the 90-degree angle. C is the longest side, and we are going to call it the hypotenuse. Whenever we are identifying what sides go with what on a right triangle, C, the hypotenuse, is always going to be the side opposite of the right angle. And the legs, well, A and B, I've told you guys before, the A and B really doesn't matter which is which, but we are going to say that A is the smallest, B is our medium, and C is our largest. So small, medium, and large for those is how we are going to treat these. On the problems today, we are going to be solving for a missing side, which is either going to be A or B. We can't really tell, so here's how we're going to start going at this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite my formula on each one of these because it's going to be helpful. So I have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. It's really difficult to tell right here which one's longer. The sides that are attached to this 90-degree angle are either going to be A or B. I can't tell whether it's A or B, so I'm going to say that this one's the shortest. So I'm going to call that one side A. This right here is going to be side B because they are attached to the 90-degree angle. Side C being opposite of the 90-degree angle, that's my largest side. So now, just like before, I'm going to start plugging in numbers. I know that A is 1.9, so I have 1.9 squared. I don't have a value for B yet, so I'm going to continue to call it B squared. C is going to be 3.2 squared. Now again, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to start plugging in numbers and see what I get. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 1.9 squared, or 1.9 times 1.9, and I get 3.61 plus, I don't have a value for B, so I'm going to continue to call it B squared. And then I'm going to do 3.2 squared, or 3.2 times 3.2, and I get 10.24, 10.24. Now before, what we would do is we would add up A and B. But what I have to do here is I'm essentially subtracting the two values that I have. In order to continue and have B squared, I'm going to do 10.24, and I'm going to subtract, instead of add, that 3.61. And that will give me my B squared. So I'm going to do 10.24, and I'm going to subtract 3.61. And when I do that, I get 6.63 is my value of B squared. And again, just like before, whenever we had C squared, in order to have B completely by itself, I have to take the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of 6.63, and I get to get in one of those crazy long decimal numbers, so I'm going to call it 2.57 is approximately the value of B, which fits in, and we happen to get lucky that we picked the right side. So B ends up being 2.57. Going to move over here to number 2, do one more example for you guys. So again, I'm going to write out the formulas. We have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We're going to call A our shortest side, but again, I can't really tell what the shortest side here is, so I'm going to call this side A. I'm going to call this side B because it's attached to the 90-degree angle. And this will be side C because it's the longest side and it's the side opposite of the right angle. So I'm going to start plugging in numbers. So we have our 6.6 squared plus, we don't have a value for B yet, so we're going to keep it B squared. And C is going to be 9.6. Square that one. So now I'm going to go through, I'm going to get values for each of these. So in the calculator, I'm going to do 6.6 squared, or 6.6 times 6.6. I'm going to get 43.56. Still nothing for B, so I'm going to keep it B squared. And I'm going to do 9.6 squared, or 9.6 times 9.6. So I get 92.16. So again, before, when we were solving for side C, what we would do is we would add. but because we were working with it like we're solving for a leg, we have to do subtraction. So we're going to do 92.16, and we are going to subtract the 43.56. And that is going to be our b squared over here on the side. So subtract the 92.16, and we're going to subtract the 43.56, and we get 48.6, and that is our value for b squared. Again, we need b completely by itself, so just b, we have to take the square root of that 48.6. I'm going to take the square root of 48.6. I get a big old long decimal number, so we're going to call it 6.97 is approximately the value of b. And now we're going to go back and check and make sure that makes sense. So if this is 6.97, it's less than side C. It is a little bit bigger than side A, so this is looking pretty good. So that works out for what we need. If you have questions on the other ones, make sure you guys are coming into tutorials or asking, and I will do everything I can to help you guys out.